Da, 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 da. All right. Hello, Latitude Nation. This is Nicki Bennett. We are back with Chuck Skewes from Ullman Sales aboard Profligate. It is Friday, and he's going to give us a rundown on what's going on. Currently, the fleet is in Turtle Bay. They will be leaving tomorrow. And we have the legendary baseball game, and I've heard there are quite a few stories to share today.
Yeah, it was an interesting day in the Baja Ha-Ha. Everything worked out great. We had the annual baseball game, which is always great. There's some very young players. There was players batting with a beer in their hand. There was about 40 or 50 kids from Bahia Tortuga playing, including a all-girls baseball team that called the Indians that were there, and everybody had a great time. Uh, I believe Richard has posted some the drone shots. He had a drone flying through a lot of the game. We narrated, made some jokes about it, had the wave going. It was fantastic. People were raving about it this morning on the net.
That's
Then we,
awesome.
yeah. So then most of the people had dinner in town last night. It's really we have one dinner in Bahia Santa Maria that the fishermen put on, and then today the beach party, which generally you bring your own food to the beach party. So it was like the last opportunity to really have a meal out until we hit Cabo, and so everybody had a good time. Then the sun set, and we get a radio call from a boat that had had some trouble during the day, and they said, we've have sail issues, and now we're out of fuel, and we're 5 miles outside the bay.
Oh, wow.
And the wind, of course, at that time decided to pick up. So now they're in some wind and drifting out. And it was just two people on board, a father and a son, and the son was seasick. So the father had been up for about 40 hours
Whew.
and was completely exhausted, not really able to deal with it. So uh, we spent some time in here, and this is what the benefit of really being part of a rally was, is everybody kind of came together. Some people went over, found a lobster boat, and tried to get them to go out, and then the port captain closed the port, thought it was too dangerous to go out there because the wind was picking up. And so we pulled anchor and started going out there. Located another boat, a big 80-foot boat or 70, 80-foot boat heading down to Cabo, had them divert and come over, and they got there maybe 5-10 minutes before us, gave fuel to them, and they started the engine, started coming in, let the boat that diverted head back to Cabo. We started coming in, their engine died again. So that boat turned around, since it's a bigger boat and more tow capable, came over and was going to tow them, and then they got the engine restarted, and they made it all the way into the bay. And we got into the bay about 2:30 night last night. And,
Wow.
and they anchored right behind us. We woke up this morning and they weren't behind us, and they were on roll call. So we assumed they moved to another part of the bay, and then they came up on deck and realized that they had drifted back out of the bay. and,
Holy moly.
had to motor back in this morning. So some good Samaritans on another boat called I'll think of the name in a moment. But they went out in their high-speed hard-bottom inflatable and put a couple people on the boat to come in and help these guys anchor, because obviously that father was very, very exhausted, you know. So it was kind of an exciting night. Then I got up at 7 this morning to finish all the sail repairs that we have. I have one left, and we're almost done with the sail.
Oh, that's great. Uh-oh, I lost you. Okay, you're back.
So you still there, Nikki?
Yeah, I just lost you
Hope I didn't lose you on that
momentarily.
one.
Yeah. I just lost you momentarily, but welcome back. Well, that sounds like quite an exciting night. How many sail repairs have you done so far? Can you not hear me? Okay, we're having some technical difficulties. Please stand by. Chuck's coming back on right now. Okay, let's get him in the big screen and me in the little screen.
Oop,
Can you
Nikki,
hear me?
I think I can see you now.
Okay.
What is going on? I'm going to leave and log right back on.
Okay. All right. Well, once again, I don't really have any stories to share, so just bear with me momentarily. While we wait for Chuck to log back on, we are live with the aboard the mothership Profligate for the 30th run of the Baja Ha-Ha. Chuck was just sharing some of the excitement that happened overnight last night. As well as the baseball game yesterday. They're getting prepared for their big Turtle Bay party this afternoon, and they will head south tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So we're obviously having some Starlink issues down in Mexico, and I am hoping that Chuck will be back with us shortly. If you guys have any questions for the fleet, pop them in the comments. Happy to ask any questions that you guys might have. And thanks for your patience. Let's see. Just make sure he's not texted me. Oh, there he's back.
Yes.
All right.
Had
Thanks
some little
for.
glitch. Some other message came through on my phone and disconnected us. Must have been a bandwidth issue.
Oh, well, no worry. Yeah. I mean, we're doing the best we can, right? This is kind
Yep.
of uncharted territory. This is the first time we've ever done live streaming with the Ha-Ha, so that's exciting. We started this last summer. We live streamed across the Pacific aboard Westerly for the Transpac. So Chuck thought it would be fun to try this out, and we're just giving something new a try here.
Yeah, so here we are. We've got, we have about 18 to 20 knots of wind here in Bahia Tortuga or Turtle Bay. And we're going to have the beach party, but where we have the beach party, it's protected from the breeze. And I give you a little tour since we're in a different section of the bay than we were yesterday.
Yeah.
We were anchored over here at the pier yesterday when we did this little tour of the bay. And now we're about a 3/4 of a mile over towards the southeast. And now they're right up in there is where we have the beach party. So
Okay.
it's a flat, beautiful beach over there.
Great.
So we're going to move the boat and go in quite close. The wind blows offshore, so you can be pretty close to anchor. It's great anchorage, and it makes it easier for people to get back from the beach party.
That's great. Are all the boats in? Is the entire
Yes,
fleet
I
in?
believe everybody is in. I think there was, I think we had 100% this morning when we did the roll call.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, it looks beautiful there right now. Aside from the breeze, it looks like a beautiful day.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's got to be mid to high 70s. It'll probably be a little warm on the beach, and that's what we all came for, really. So it's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, any other fun news from the roll call this morning?
No, it was mostly about the rescue last night. It was hardly a rescue, but it was more help. And then there's a gentleman that comes on this event, and he does a celestial navigation course. And so he has a spot on the beach that has a clear view to the south, and he gives a whole sextant course, which is going on currently.
Oh, that's very cool. Is it Paul?
Yes, Paul.
Yeah, Paul came in. Awesome.
Yeah, so he's got probably 20 people in there doing a sextant course.
Very cool. Did you guys see the Starlink launch last night?
Oh, ironically, we were all excited. Well, since we got to be out here, at least we're going to get to watch the rocket launch. And then they postponed it, so now it's tonight.
Oh. One more day.
Now I'll probably be too tired to get up and watch that.
I know, right? Everyone's got to be a bit tired.
Yes.
I think that is one of the best things about the community, though, right? And certainly the event and starting a cruising lifestyle as a group is that you do have the support of people to help you when things go,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like this is the pile of sail repairs I'm doing. I have one small repair left, and then everybody's ready to roll to the next location.
Oh, that's awesome. Very awesome. So we've got a party this afternoon.
Yes. We'll have volleyball, soccer, tug of war, and we do a fundraiser for a food lunch program in Punta Mita, where we sell hot dogs. Profligate brings all these hot dogs in, and that way not everyone has to bring food in. They donate. Some people pay up to $100 for a hot dog to donate to this this lunch food program in Punta Mita to underprivileged children over there. and that's always kind of fun. We have a Congo line. It's all sorts of fun things that we do over there.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, Danya leads the Congo line every year. Can't get her to stop.
And how is the crew doing this morning? You guys all
Uh,
good? Getting along
everybody's
still?
good. Yeah, it's everybody's getting along. It's a great group, fantastic group.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it just looks like you guys have had really great conditions so far.
Oh, it's been ideal. Yeah,
What's the wind forecast for heading off tomorrow?
it looks like just a little bit lighter than today, but still really really good sailing for tomorrow.
Great.
It tomorrow night, 2 to 4 a.m. could be a little bit light, and then right back on in the morning, and that'll get us to Bahia Santa Maria.
Yeah. How long is the next leg?
The next leg is 228 miles. So to get there in time to go through your immigrations that we organize on Profligate, you have to average about 4 knots,
Okay.
which is an easy one. And so we make that announcement in the morning in case some people are do their calculation from the previous trip down or want to use less fuel and sail all the way, so they have the opportunity to leave tonight.
Okay.
And some people like to do that. And Bahia Santa Maria is magical, so the more time you spend there, the better.
Yeah. And you guys will leave. You'll be cruising anyways.
Yeah, we're gonna do. We sit back and we run the start and let everybody get out of the bay, and then we put the spinnaker up, try to pass everybody through the fleet, and take photos and have a good time.
Oh, it sounds like a good time. Certainly not a bad
Yes.
time.
And I'm hoping we get better fishing. The size of the tuna these people caught on the way down is significantly larger than we normally get on this event.
Interesting.
And the ironic part is that we didn't get any. So I don't know what we're doing wrong, but hopefully we get some tomorrow.
How many boats caught fish on the first leg?
God, when we did roll call, I bet there was 20, 25 boats that talked about it, and I'm sure there was more. Some people will eat the bonito, but most people don't like that, and I think those are mostly because once you get it, you don't eat it. So, but there was probably 6 or 8 boats that caught just absolutely huge tuna, like over 50-pound tunas. Some of them
Wow.
approaching 100 pounds.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So I have a question. How long does it take to do roll call with all the boats?
It takes about the whole roll call is about 40 minutes. And then we have, questions, answers, people with trouble. So, like, someone will call in, we'll say, hey, anybody have anything that prevents them going on the next leg? And somebody say, hey, I can't get my engine started and I've tried this and that. So we send them off to another channel with somebody else in the fleet that might have an idea of what's going on. Somebody had instrument issues. And so there was another group that was a little more adept at like Ray Marine. And so they went off onto another channel. So we kind of fend these guys off onto other channels and they get their issues taken care of. And I would say that 99% of the issues get taken care of. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. It's a very supportive community. Everyone's got each other's
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I mean, people last night were really good help. That looking for people, helping come up with ideas on how to get them, and then it all worked out really well. It all once I got the fuel and once they got the air out of the system, I guess everything was good.
So I trust now that they're safely anchored and probably resting.
Yeah. So when that second group went out with them after their second drag out, they put a couple people on board and went in and anchored with them just to make sure that they were adept at anchoring correctly.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it was a little harrowing to get into the bay and then to wake up having drug out of the bay.
Yeah, and I imagine there'd be family issues if you have your only son with you and the mother's at home. So yeah, we actually so back to that rescue, we contacted the authorities. We contacted the Coast Guard and the Mexican Navy. They set off an inReach, which did exactly the same thing. We called his wife and then just kept her informed of everything as it was going on, just so that she wouldn't freak out. So that there was never a chance that anybody was actually in danger. It was just fatigue and that they were going to be delayed, and make sure that nobody thought anything else. So we stood by and called her. And once their anchor was down, we called her this morning and everything was good.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm sure that made her feel a lot better.
Yes.
Slightly disconcerting to be
Yeah.
without fuel and
I
having
mean,
engine issues.
yeah, and I don't know their marital relation. Maybe she was disappointed, but she sounded relieved.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, I'm glad to hear everything, went smooth and all the boats got safely into the anchorage, and you guys are all planning for a little fun before you head off. I'm
Yep.
excited to join you tomorrow. You're going to be sailing, so it's going to be
Yes,
exciting.
we'll be sailing tomorrow, and the scenery when we exit here is beautiful tomorrow.
Yeah, and I do want to let our audience know, I'm going to plug this on social, but tomorrow we're going to be sailing with the Ha-Ha, so that's going to be really exciting. So these updates in the anchorage have been great, and we've been able to hear about everything. We're obviously going to get an update on the fleet and what's going on, but tomorrow we're actually going to really get to experience a little sailing, which I think is going to be
absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks again for joining us. We will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Chuck, do you have anything else for our audience today?
No, I don't think so. I think most of what we'll talk about be tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have a big fish to show you.
Yes, I hope so. I'm certainly excited to just tag along for 15 minutes while you guys are sailing.
All right.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Come back tomorrow. I'm going to end this stream. If you want to hang on for just a second, Chuck.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.